Well, I was just getting a little practice with the basic Pythagorean Theorem, just with triangles and stuff. We'll get into some word problems tomorrow. And then Math 1, the main thing we got to use this for is finding distance. So we'll be having to do that too. All right, so whenever you have a picture, first thing you have to decide, are you finding a leg or finding a hypotenuse? In this case, we're finding the hypotenuse. The difference between those two is whether you add or subtract when you're doing your square roots. All right, so since we're finding the hypotenuse, that means we are adding. And what we're doing is we're taking the square root of our 2 legs squared added together. So 12 squared plus 16 squared. To do that on the graphing calculators, you push the second, that's that bluish button, and then x squared, which is up and to the left from 7, and that'll give you the square root symbol. Then you type in your 12, then you hit the x squared button, again to get the exponent, then you hit your plus, put your 16, hit the x squared again. And then you hit enter. When you do that, everything should be underneath the square root symbol. Older calculators don't always put the line across the top. So sometimes you'll see, like, just a little square root symbol followed by parentheses. That means anything you're putting in there inside those parentheses would be part of the square root. So what do we get? 20. Everybody got 20? What are we looking for on this one? Leg. Go ahead, give that one a try. All right, who's got it? Brian? 21's correct. When you're trying to find a leg, that's when you're subtracting, but you're still doing your square roots. We'd have 35 squared minus 28 squared, and that's going to give you 21. If you put that in the other order. If you did the square root of 28 squared minus 35 squared, these calculators give you an error message. It says like non-real answer. Because what you'd end up doing is you would be subtracting a bigger number from a smaller number, and that gives you a negative, and the only way we can take a square root of a negative number is with imaginary numbers. And y'all don't have to worry about those this year. You'll get those eventually in math. All right, so got to make sure hypotenuse going first, bigger number is always going to be the hypotenuse. Okay? Any questions on that? All right, give that one a try. Sometimes you see it with no picture. Who's got that one? Noah? Take that. So C is our hypotenuse. That means we're trying to find the hypotenuse here. So you have the square root of 14 squared plus 16 squared. When we're trying to find the hypotenuse, the order on the legs doesn't really matter. You can put the bigger number first or second. If you want to just get in the habit of always putting the bigger number first, that's fine. You could do that. You get about 21.3 when you round. Most of the time, you'll see them rounded to the nearest tenth. Any questions on that? Let's try one more. Find B. Ryder? 12's correct. B is a leg. A and B are legs. C is the hypotenuse. So since we're trying to find the leg, we're going to be subtracting square root of 15 squared minus 9 squared. And that gives us 12. Any questions on those? This is something like relatively simple to do because the calculator does the majority of the work for you. You just got to make sure we're doing it correctly each time with our pluses or minuses.